Hello friends and welcome. I'm Sara Lihz and I have an adorable light up card project for you. Hello friend, and we have this adorable dragon. There's even a way to get to the battery so you can replace it in case it runs down. I've added that panel on with some removable adhesive that I have tested over years. It will hold so far up to 4 years, and it's just this really great fun light up balloon. So we're going to use Sir Spelly, this new dragon from Spellbinders, and the Pear Blossom Press One Light. This dragon is not available for purchase. He's a free gift with purchase over at Spellbinders all month long or while supplies last. And I wanted to make something really special with him. I have a house full of boys, and so this card is just a really great, really versatile way to create something special for them. He comes together really quickly. I did forget the first time I made him to add the teeth before I added the mouth. And then I also didn't realize he didn't have any hands. Like, I didn't even think about it. So he holds this balloon in his mouth. It's going to be fine. I'll show you how I added that. I just sort of loosened things up with my pokey tool, but it's something you might be aware of as you are assembling. I thought the eyes were really easy to put together. It's going to be recessed back behind the face, which I appreciate in a critter. Sometimes when the eyes stack on top, they get sort of bug-eyed. And so this was super quick and easy. There are just 2 pieces you glue together for the black and the white pieces. And because they span the length of his face, you aren't dealing with these fiddly, tiny little circle pieces. I love that too. Then we have a couple of wings and a finished dragon. I wanted to create a little visual texture in the background, so I am using the Birdsong Script stamp from Hero Arts, and I'm going to stamp that onto some light blue cardstock. I like to lay the cardstock on top of the stamp to try to make sure it's lined up straight on that script, so I'm just holding that in place with some removable adhesive. This is the AdTech removable adhesive. I know that my little holder says Elmer's. It's not the Elmer's one, so I will link to it below. And then I'm stamping 3 times with some blue raspberry ink. It's just a little bit darker than the cardstock that I'm using. I don't really need us to see the script or read the script. I just wanted to create something that wasn't a plain blue piece of cardstock. So 3 times gave me the look that I was going for. Sometimes if I start with a darker ink, it ends up too dark by the time I've restamped, just to make sure it's nice and crisp. Then I'm going to bring in the Playful stitched panels. There's a bunch of different sizes here. So this is the second largest, and I'm going to bring in my dragon. I want to kind of get my spacing. He's going to go at the bottom, and then I want to cut a hole for the balloon since we're going to light that up. You could run these dies through separately if you're more comfortable with that. But I find that when you get stitched detail, like in that rectangle panel, if you run it back through, you kind of lose some of that detail as the die cutting machine presses it all together. I want to draw your eye in towards the dragon in the middle. So I'm using one of my large blending brushes and a dark purple ink. Those brushes are super soft and fluffy, so it's easy to go from a dark ink and fade into nothing. I need to put something behind that hole that I have for my balloon. And this is new from Pear Blossom. It's their vellum pack, and it just has a ton of different colors. There's 45 sheets of vellum that are 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm going to use this pearlescent white. I'm going to show you some options. I wasn't sure at first. I really like that dark blue one as well, but there's some other dark elements. So I'll go with this one, and it's got this great shimmer to it. I'm going to cut just a little piece, and later on I'm going to decide to add a second one. You can see through 2 layers of vellum just fine, but one of my challenges is hiding the light mechanism itself. I'm going to try both versions of the One Light. So this is the original One Light, and it's very square and boxy, and I didn't like where that was going to put my button. So I reached instead for my Halo Light combo pack. You get 2 Halo Lights, but then there are 2 of these sort of long, skinny One Lights in the middle of each Halo Light. And that works better. It puts my button in a much better place. So I'm going to trace around the bottom of this so I remember where it's supposed to go. I already made a little dot where the light is going to go, and it's up at the very top there. It's the little yellow piece. Then on the purple panel, I made a little dot right over top of that button so I would know where to stamp. I'm going to use the Press Here stamp and die set from Pear Blossom, and this die is going to cut a little flap so that we can get into this panel. And it is big enough that I can take that entire long skinny one light and just rotate it in and out on that flap, right? That's how I'll be able to change the battery. So I've added some double-sided tape on the back of my battery pack, and I will just press that down on the flap. You can see the whole thing still moves. I'm constantly testing. Then I'll flip over my purple panel and I'm going to add my vellum onto that. Both sides are shiny, but it felt like one side was a little shinier than the other. I've got wet glue around the outside and I'm pressing outward with my finger. I don't want to smear the glue into the middle and then my vellum doesn't look quite as shiny. When I hold that over the top, you can kind of see through the vellum and you can see the outline of the light. So that's what we're going to fix later. I lined up my stamp on top of the pencil mark that I made, and we're going to use the Press Here that's sort of scripty. What I didn't do, you guys, what I didn't do was check to make sure that the stamp was right side up. It's pretty straight, but you can see here it's Press Here, but it's upside down. I'm going to leave it. I think that that is very Sassy's LLC. My kids and my friends would all think that's pretty funny. So I did not start over. I will use that panel, but you certainly could try again. I'm going to trace around that little flap that opens. So when I go to add my foam tape, I know where to avoid, right? If I put any foam on that flap, I'm going to run into problems. This is 3mm foam tape, so it's tall enough that the entire mechanism hides easily behind there. And then here's where I came in and I added that second layer of vellum. I could have used just a plain vellum here, but this was already out. And there's so much vellum in that pack, I wasn't really worried about running out. Like, you really do get a whole bunch of each color. And I love that you don't have to buy a separate pack of blue, a separate pack of white, a separate pack of yellow, and all the different colors. It sort of all comes together. I do have one little thin piece of foam on that left side of the balloon, but that should be enough. I'm going to remove the release paper, and every time I was testing, it was with this panel centered. So I'm just going to be careful to make sure that this is centered again. And I've made sure again that there's no foam tape that's going to overlap that little trap door, my escape hatch that I cut into the blue panel. But here it is. I'll open it up. Everything looks great. I push the button and it lights up. And now that I've got 2 layers of vellum, you don't really see the battery pack or the mechanism there. I did have a little bit of foam that was kind of peeking into that area ever so slightly. So I just used my little pokey tool to push that back. And then I can go ahead and glue this guy right onto that front panel. Part of him is going to overlap the balloon, but I don't mind that at all. That feels a little more organic than trying to sort of put the balloon somewhere far to the side. I wanted to be able to keep him centered on our panel and still be able to get a nice border of our blue background with that scripty sentiment. Then I'm going to add in my balloon. So I didn't do a ton of testing before I cut the balloon into the back panel. It could have been a little bit taller and still reached his mouth. As it is, I'm adding glue all over it, and I will put the tie right around where you would tie a balloon. And then I'm just tucking that behind the dragon as a whole. So it kind of looks like it's going into his mouth, but you don't see it enter. I think that's very reasonable. And then I'm going to cut this down ever so slightly. I just stuck the pokey end of my pickup stick from Trinity underneath the die cut for the mouth to make some room. And then I'll add my glue on there, tap that off so I'm not going to accidentally smear it somewhere that I don't want it. And then try to get that connected. So you're going to have from the balloon, it sort of curves one way and then it curves the opposite way coming out of the mouth. And then all I have to do is add a sentiment. So I'm going to use Hello Friend from the Essentially Yours collection from Spellbinders. You can buy all of the sentiments as a bundle, or you can buy them individually. There's also like a get well soon, a happy birthday, best wishes. And I like this size of these. It still leaves a lot of room on my card for other decorative elements, whether I was using ephemera or die cuts or anything like that. So I put little dots of glue all over the back of that, and then I'm just going to tap that off on my silicone coaster, but certainly you could use scratch paper if you wanted instead. And then I'll use my tweezers to get that lined up over top of the shadow and then figure out where I want that to go on my panel. If you wanted, you could overlap the balloon a little bit. Like some of them, the happy birthday, for example, are bigger and would have to overlap the balloon, and that looked okay too. I tested a whole bunch of them. I need to add my card panel onto my card base, and this is where I'm bringing in that removable adhesive again. I've put a fair bit on there. I did not put it on that trap door. I didn't want to put any excess pressure on that when I'm peeling it off, but I'll just line that up on top of my card base, and I'll leave a note inside, or I'll tell the recipient, hey, you're going to peel that off to get to your battery. Then I grabbed some gems from the Spellbinders Crystal Mix just for a little bit of added shine, and that finishes our card. I press the button and the balloon lights up. It's beautiful and bright. You open it up and it looks totally normal, but you can easily peel this panel off and open our little escape hatch to replace the battery. It's a standard size battery. Then I can put it right back on. Peeling it off didn't do anything to the adhesive, and that will hold up for years to come. Then I've got one more look at our card here. We'll pick them up and press our button again. My friends, I hope that this inspires you. I hope you'll give a light up card a try sometime soon. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I will see you next time.